guys all for coming out. This Lana networking group, we started this about 1.5 years, 2 years maybe. And the whole purpose of this is when I started my brand and I started getting to know people, it took everyone who wanted you to be part of a network program. They all had kind of the visions. You gotta be in this city. You gotta pay this much. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. So we wanted to be different. We just wanna grow with like-minded individuals like you talked about, who can create a community to help each other out, either through experiences, connections, some support group that we can have no matter what you are doing in life. You get the mindset right. One of the channels you guys use is fitness. And this can be another channel for a lot of you guys, right? We can come in here, connect, have each other's back, learn from one another, and grow.
Joe, the founder of Guerrero Fitness, is here with us, as you know, and I'm gonna bring you up, Joe. Let's talk more action. Please welcome Joe. Joe Guerrero, founder of Guerrero Fitness.
Thank you, Vito. Appreciate you. Yeah, so are you ready to break all those limiting beliefs or what? Yeah, man. First and foremost, just thank Melissa, Rigo, and the whole team that put this event together. We need more events like these because the way to break limiting beliefs, there's two ways really. You know, it's always going to be hitting rock bottom, something tragic. And it doesn't have to always be like that. It could be by somebody else's story, somebody else's success. That's the most common one. Because the other one is rare, but it happens where you hear like, oh, something happened with this guy, and all of a sudden he flipped it, did a 360. And like a lot of my team members that are here, and we get on our Zoom calls, you know, by our stories motivates us to become more and want more. And it's about breaking limiting beliefs that we had as growing up. You know, our environment, or you know, the way that we were raised. It's just a pattern that we have that we got to break. And the only way to break it is by seeing somebody else that you could relate with, that you could connect with, and be like, well, fuck, man, that guy did it. I could definitely do it too, man. Fuck, we grew up the same. We come from the same background, the same hood, and that's powerful. That's powerful because, you know, that's how I did it. You know, like I was born in Mexico. I came here when I was 4 years old, and I was raised in the hood. You know, I was raised in Baldwin Park. You know, obviously, what do you think I was gonna get out of like living in the hood, being raised amongst, you know, gang members? Then, what do you think was expected out of me? You know? I mean, my mom only did so much. You know, a lot of our parents, they work a lot. They don't give us that attention, so we start drifting away. We start, you know, just trying to see where we could fit in. You know, and obviously, you know, it's going to be whatever's around us. So that's our life, you know, that's our belief. Our belief is like, hey, you know what? We got to do what we got to do to survive, and it's always going to be the bad, you know, the bad way of thinking, because our role models and the people that I looked up to back then in Baldwin Park, they were just older homeboys doing dirt, pushing weight. So I gravitated towards that. I was laced amongst, you know, leaders, and just to be destructive, you know, just do a lot of damage. And fuck, man, you're either gonna end up in jail or in prison, washed up or dead or hooked on drugs, because that's all we knew. A lot of people here could relate with that. And luckily, you know, throughout my life, you know, I gave my mom a lot of hard times, but I was thankful that she actually was the one that put me in jail. At 13 years old, she was like, fuck, man, I had it with this guy, man. I don't know what to do with him. You know, obviously, you know, my household was not the greatest. She had issues also. So, and then I gave her problems. So she was like, nah, man, you know, I can't deal with this. So eventually, I got caught up. I got caught slipping. She found my stash. She gave it to my PO. And she's like, could you put him away now? Like, I can't deal with them. They're like, oh yeah, now we could. So yeah, they picked me up from high school. I went there maybe for three months, and that was it. They picked me up because I guess they didn't trust me. And I was like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck did I do? So a lot of shit was running out in my head. And but I'm glad she did that because fuck, man, I was just being a destructive motherfucker, man, just doing bad and shit, getting hooked on drugs too. So I'm grateful for that. And most people will use that to victimize. They'll use that as an excuse, like, oh, well, I had a rough life, my mom did this, and that's why I'm like this. So now we're playing the blame game. And you get stuck like that. You get stuck like that, thinking like that, because you don't want to be accountable for your own fucking doings, your actions that you did. And the reason why I was accountable and I snapped out of it because I knew that I was, it was my fault. At the beginning, yeah, I kind of like started resenting her and hating her in a way, but when I got out in '96, the last year I was property of the state, my aunt told me, oh, mijo, like, I know you're going through all this, but don't take it personal. Your mom, she went through a lot when she was growing up. She didn't have a childhood, so it made me realize that the way she raised me, the way she was towards me, it was learned behavior. She learned it from, how she was raised. She had a harder life. And even though I had like resentment, I was like kind of pissed at her. It kind of made me realize that, you know what? I mean, it made me feel bad. And I was like, you know what? I kind of forgave her, but I didn't fully understand till later on what forgiving people really mean. So I kind of like said, okay, cool. My aunt told me this story, and I forgave her, and I just kept pushing. I kept pushing, and I was still not right though. Because I wanted more. And throughout my childhood, like I told this story before, I didn't go to high school. I was never allowed to go back to high school, so I missed all that. And I kind of liked being social with people. That was like kind of like my me getting away from home, from seeing all the behavior that was going around in my house. Drinking problems. My mom, my stepdad, and everything that was going around in the household. Like I said, my story before, we lived in a lot of Mexican families could relate, man. There was about 4 families in one household, so that shit was a madhouse, and there's a lot of lot of violence. So finally, I decided to do something with my life because I didn't want to go back to jail. Hated it. I didn't want to be told what to do. So that was the reason why I kind of said, you know what, I gotta fucking do something. And fuck, I need to find a girlfriend too, because fuck, I missed having a female. I didn't enjoy those times at high school, like everybody has those proms and all these events that happen. Your sweetheart and shit. And like I told my story before, that's when I met my wife. When I tried to go back to adult school, I had met her sister. She was trying to catch up on credits, and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Hook me up with one of your friends. I want to do better. So I knew that the female was going to keep me out of trouble. Because I was going to get myself more like occupied and entertained, instead of like going back to the homies and to the back to the hood, because for whatever reason, fuck, man, they're always there, man. You can't get away from it, but you could also be smart enough not to be too involved, and get stuck back in, because that's easy to do. They'll pump you up, and I didn't want that, so I was already laced up to kind of wiggle around through life, you know, and not get so caught up on their shit, where I made my own fucking decisions. And yeah, that's when I met my wife. You know, she's like, I'll hook you up with my sister. And I go, let me see a picture. You know, I didn't know her sister, but I knew her from high school. And I was like, all right, cool, set it up, you know. So yeah, that was back in 1996 when I met my wife, Stacy, sitting over there. And that was it, man. It was a wrap. You know, she helped me. She helped me stay out of trouble. Obviously, her parents, her dad's an OG, so he took me under his wing. He laced me up where like what a family man should be. So he grew me on the other half that I didn't know, because I was throughout my childhood I was raised by OGs, but it was all bad. It was all to do bad in life, you know, to be a bad leader. So when I met her dad, that's why I said, you know, rest in peace. I owe him a lot, because he made me see life different, you know, and he see me like a son, which I never had a dad like that, so I kind of like looked up to him, and that's where it all started. You know, I started truck driving, and I started making started making money, and I wanted more in life. So I wanted a family, I wanted kids, and she wanted that too. So we kind of like had the same way of thinking, but the only reason that I was still like lost is because I still had those old patterns that I didn't let go, which it was like, you know, drinking and just a lot of like destructive behavior, even though I was trying to do good, but I was always getting pulled back, you know, because I hadn't found myself yet. I wasn't like being guided by somebody that kind of like broke that that mindset that I have, like, you know what, well, let me just work and still do what I gotta do on the side, you know, with a little hustling on the side and shit. So I was still kind of half-assing it. And sure enough, I got my little fucking reality check here and there, and same thing, you know, I was going backwards again, you know, even though I had my family, my kids, and like I had said on one of my posts in 2019, you know, I'm gonna forward this 2019 during the pandemic. I was going through my own pandemic internally. So when I put that on my post, she said like, well, what do you mean? You always hustle. You always, you know, gave us a house. You know, you provided for us. I go, she didn't understand that what I meant is that within myself, like I knew that I was lacking on a lot of shit. You know, I was not being productive. It wasn't that I always provided for my family. I was always a hard worker, but I was not a hard thinker. I was always stuck. I'll get like to a certain point or reach a certain level of success, like bought a new pad or a car that we wanted, and then I went back to like fuck man, like just like getting comfortable, and then going back to the same old ways, you know, just sloppy, drinking, eating more, and just, you know, being someone that I hated. So I was going back to the same pattern, the same paradigm that I had from, you know, from what I was taught and raised, you know, until, like I said, 2019, when I said, you know what, I don't, fuck man, there's gotta be more, man, like, fuck, why do I keep doing this, you know? And I said this before, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. And I had like pretty much hit rock bottom within myself. Like I said, not like literally like a total loser, but within myself, I knew I could be more. And I wasn't setting a good example for my kids, because I was still like kind of half-assing shit, where I was telling them to do something that I wasn't doing. And that was another reality check. So I came across my coach that I met back in 2019. Like I said, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. I seen someone that I could relate with. I seen someone that, you know, lived a similar lifestyle. And what he was saying is what I was looking for, you know. And but like I said, I had to hear from somebody that I could relate with and I could connect with. Because I was trying all these other books. I was trying to read. I was trying to like soak up a lot of knowledge from a lot of individuals, Tony Robbins, a lot of good talkers, good motivational speakers, but I wasn't connecting with them. It wasn't sticking. It was like, okay, it's like knowledge is power, but if you don't apply it, it's fucking useless. And same thing with these influencers that, you know, they sound good and you guys will be like, yeah, man, fuck yeah, I'm pumped up, but it's not relatable. So it's kind of like, yeah, but then you go back to thinking like, yeah, but they don't know about my life. They didn't live what I lived. So you kind of like start doubting yourself because they're like, well, they don't understand me. So I don't believe that, you know, he's special. That's what we think though, you know, at the time. But they have their little struggles, but it's not relatable like some of my team members that could relate with me because they see my content. They could connect with me because they've been there, you know. A lot of my people here co-sign on that. That's the way that we're gonna be able to inspire people and help others to change. And that's what it took for me to change, to see someone that I actually could relate with. And I was able to break those limiting beliefs because now, as I did what, you know, like I said, providing a service, so I hopped on the team and yeah, I learned a lot. I learned a lot with personal development, how to, you know, become your best self, how to, you know, take care of your body, your mind, body, soul, and it's putting in the work. It's what most people don't want to do. You know, and a lot of my team members here could co-sign on that because it takes work for you to change and break all those limiting beliefs, those bad habits, those bad thoughts that we have because we always convince ourselves to do less. But for you to become more and be more, you have to do more. And everybody wants to avoid the hard work. Everybody wants to avoid what must be done. So when you're being guided by somebody that actually like, okay, well, fuck, man, he did it. It's believable. Let me fucking do what he said, and I should get the outcome, right? Because that's what I said. I go, okay, let me run his blueprint. Obviously, fuck, you know, I seen him, you know, where he came from to where he's at now. So it was more believable for me. So see, that little belief that I got was enough for me to like, you know what, I'm gonna run it in. I'm gonna run it in. I'm not gonna question it. And this gotta be it. There's no other way. And that's exactly what happened. You know, I did a 360, and all it did is just sharpen my mind more. Because like I said, I was a hard worker. There's no problem with that. You know, I always did more than what I had to, but not with my mind. We always, you know, there's a difference from being a hard worker and a hard thinker. A hard thinker is always gonna, you know, find ways to make more, become more, and have more for them to provide for their family. You know, it's what we want. We want a better life. We just don't want to, you know, work from 9 to 5 and be stuck and you know, live paycheck to paycheck, which that's what I did. And it's nothing wrong with that. But at a certain point, if you're bitching about it, if you're complaining about it, you know, there is something wrong, because then that means that you want more. So you got to go after what you want. And as I did that, like I said, you know, that's when the tables turn, man. And that's when I learned a lot about myself, a lot about, you know, how we stop ourselves from becoming who we want to become, because just the way we think, man, the way we think, the way we've been raised. And it's about breaking those limiting beliefs through action. And like I was talking to my boy Danny here, you know, once we leave here, you got to stay connected, because the motivation is going to be here. You know, whoever I inspire, whoever I spark that fire under their ass on doing something, because they're, well, fuck, man, that fucking guy, like, how the fuck did he come from here to making 7 figures a year now, from making only 60,000 if me truck driving for 19 years, and now he's living his life of his own design. A lot of people here are talented, a lot of people here are smart, a lot of people here already have some good skills, but it's about knowing that how to use those skills towards your benefit. You know, a lot of people that I talk to here, social media is one of the best tools to use to put yourself out there and provide a service. Because now, like once you get results in some area, like what I did, like I didn't know that I was gonna do this. I was just feeling so great and so good that I was still driving, but I was feeling good internally, because I was finally like working on myself, and I found a purpose of like, oh man, you know what? I'm just gonna share what I fucking do. All day on social media, I'll share like positive quotes and my meals and happy-go-lucky for 2 solid years. And people wanted that. They're like, fuck, man, this guy's always happy. He's hardly sick. He's, I see how you operate, big on your family. Like, man, you guys are like always like in positive vibes. The energy is off the chain, man. Like, what do you do? And I'm like, well, this is what I do. I work on myself daily. I take care of my body, my mind. And I'm just sharing what worked for me. And they're like, nah, shit, really? Yeah, really what? When you start doing the work and you start gaining clarity through your actions and start building those good habits, that discipline that's needed, then fuck, you're going to find yourself one day looking at yourself like, damn, man, I'm doing all this. Like, shit, this is amazing. I love it, man. I love how I feel. I have more clarity. I love life, because the problem is with a lot of people is that they're not happy with themselves. They're not happy with where they're at. They're not happy with their job. And it all stems because they're just not happy on what they're doing with themselves internally. If you ain't putting in the work, if you're not doing nothing to help you with that, it doesn't matter if you hit the lottery or if you get a car, it's not gonna mean shit. At a certain point, you're gonna get tired of it, or you're not even gonna fucking, you'll be happy, instant gratification, but it's not gonna be there forever. And that's what I need you guys to understand, that the way that you're gonna get out of that is by working on yourself daily, building those daily habits that like we do here on our program, and a lot of people are teaching out there. That it's gotta start with you. But the other thing that I wanted to hit on, that I was talking to Danny before when I first got here, that we do wrong, is like how he said, I had to stay connected, so I had to come to this event, because he came from Oxnard. He just hit the event in Florida. Yeah, Florida. Yeah. So right now he's driving. He's fucking. His motivation is off the chart, man. I go, you gotta stay connected. You gotta stay, within the circle that's gonna keep pushing you, because you're gonna fucking fall off. You will start losing motivation if you just think you're gonna go on your own and make something about it. Because first it's like, you still gotta put it into action. And even when you put it into action, there's gonna be a lot of doubt. There's gonna be days that you don't want to do it. There's gonna be days that you're gonna be like, fuck, man, how long do I have to do this for, man, before I get mine? Or fuck, when is it coming? Where's the reward coming? The reward's gonna come when it's gonna come. There's the fuck. I tell people, I don't got no crystal ball, man. You're just gonna get yours when you get yours. But the thing here is that, it's who you're gonna become throughout that journey, throughout you not bitching out on what you gotta do. And then the fucking, you don't know what's gonna land on your lap that day. You might be at the right time, at the right place, which a lot of my people here could co-sign. I got Gilbert here that's been, after his 80 pounds lost and gaining more clarity on himself. He's like, damn, coach, like, I got a promotion. Man, there's a lot of good things happening. It's because of who he became, his character, his conduct, the people at work, at him being a leader where he's at. Even the higher bosses were like, damn, this guy's a totally changed man. Like, he's getting offered other opportunities, other doors are opening up. A lot of my people, Crazy Fitness, I go tell your story, big dog. He started, when he got out of prison, went to AA, and then next thing you know, once he became the best self, he was there speaking to the people in AA where he was. Like, how funny is that? Like, tables turn. Now he's teaching people, on what helped him, and it's just a matter of time. The more doors are going to be opening up and opening up. My nephew here, same thing. He's been to a couple of my events that I've done, which one was the Revelation event, where we're breaking limiting beliefs. It's just more personal. It's more digging deeper and talking about. Mondo was there too, talking more about what's holding you back, what's really bugging you, because there's something bugging you, and that's the reason why you're not moving forward. You're either fucking holding on to resentment, anger, guilt, fear, and there's a lot of negative emotions that go into play. So you have to let go of a lot of that shit, and it takes a breakthrough. So My nephew was a perfect example. You know, he had a vision of it, of what he wanted, and now he, you know, I'm proud to say that he manifested it. He has a gym of his own that he created, bought his new house, and who would have thought, you know, 24-year-old youngster at that age, fuck, man, I was like fucking stuck on stupid, you know. But now, like, you know, as he reached out, he's like, damn, Uncle, fuck, man, because you inspire me. So I seen that, you know, that what you did, because he knows from where I was to where I'm at now. So he's a believer. So see, it took him to see somebody within his family, within the same people, to make it, so he could be like, well, fuck, man, I'm not fucking a fucking loser like my uncle was. Well, I could fucking do it because I went to the army, I graduated, so it's easier for him to be like, nah, I'm gonna do it. He just tells me I gotta put in the work and it's gonna come. And now he's doing the same thing, online coach. He just got done competing, and it's a lot of cool stories, but it's because of, like I said, people like us that, you know, make it, you know, in some kind of way, that now we're able to share it, and once we share it, people are able to connect with, and that's the only way that you're going to keep being successful, by sharing what you've done to get you to where you were from where you're at now. Everything in life happens for a reason, man, and there is no such thing as coincidence. So whatever I went through, like I told my mom, shit, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, because it made me who I am now. But it's about you looking in the mirror and holding yourself accountable, and stop fucking playing the victim and pointing fingers about why you're not where you want to be because of this person or that person. No, right here we got choices, and you're able to fucking handle business and get there once you get out of your own way, because that's all it is. You're up on your own way, holding yourself back. Because a lot of people here could be wherever you guys want to be if you put in the work. But any questions so far, though? Anything you guys want to ask me?
I'll start, brother. Joe, number one, thank you for coming out, brother. Really appreciate it. I know everybody's busy, but just you coming out and wanting to share, it's amazing. We really appreciate it. My question to you is, you talked earlier about motivation, right? A lot of people get motivated, comes and goes. How do you find discipline?
Well, discipline is just, you know, plain and simple. Like I tell my people, man, it's just, you know, you just got to know that you got to handle business, and you got to do what you don't want to do. That discipline is just telling your mind what you don't want to do, that you got to do it. So you got to you got to groom your mind daily, and it's going to be daily. You telling yourself, okay, you know what? This is what I got to do, and there is no other option. It's non-negotiable. You got to build that discipline within. That motivation is going to run it's going to run before you know it. And the only thing that keeps you intact is that motivation and those core beliefs that you instill in your head. Because a lot of times I tell people, like, well, fuck, you don't put no power behind it. That's why, you know, don't just do it for you, because you should do it for you, but then we're good liars. So you'll talk yourself out of doing what you know you gotta do. That's self-sabotage. You know, we do that shit so fucking easy. So if you put, you know, your kids on the line, you know what, kids? You know, look them in the eye. I'm gonna do this for you, man. You know, I'm gonna make it happen. That right there should be that discipline to fucking every day remind your ass to fucking handle business, or else you're gonna let them down. You know, that you gotta put a greater power behind, you know, when you're after a journey, because it's not gonna fucking be easy. You're gonna deal with a lot of obstacles, and that's gonna keep you disciplined. But like I said, discipline is as simple as fucking telling your fucking self every damn day, you gotta fucking do it. Regardless of how you feel, it has to be done.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Earlier you were talking and a word stuck out. You said fear. You know, people are fearful of just trying new things, taking risks. At what point did you know that you were ready to quit your 20-year career of truck driving to totally transition to a complete new industry? You were secure, you were safe, you were comfortable, you're a financial provider. At what point did you know you were ready, and were you afraid to make that change? To transition to this?
Always
What was
been.
the thought behind that?
Yeah, well, always been a risk taker. My wife's always like, and my wife's always like, she will have her, you know, her say so, but she's like, well, you do it anyways, you know. But because I always, you know, I always been the provider, and I always somehow, some way, if I fucking get us in a fucking pickle, I gotta get us out of it. I had done that before in 2006 when I lost everything. I was fucking driving my 1992 Honda Accord that I had to drive for my brother, that I had to buy back from my brother. But fuck, I had to get us out of that mess that I fucking did by me taking risks. You know, so I learned before that, you know what, in this life you gotta take risks. And but it was only right because a lot of people were hitting me up, and I believe in what I was doing so much that I just said, I'm just gonna do this. You know, I'm just gonna ride with it. You know, because nothing's guaranteed. It's still not guaranteed. Like people like, the way that I pitch my product or provide my service, like I ain't no salesman. Like I talk to people, they're like, fuck man, that's how you talk to your clients, like, and you're trying to like get on the team. I'm like, well, the thing is that I believe on what I do in my program that's gonna help you change your life. That I ain't begging nobody. I go, fuck it, you wanna sign up, sign up. If not, you know, so because I gotta let them know that, nah, man, you know what? Here I got the blueprint, I have the testimonials, I have the results already. I got pages and pages full of transformation. Like I don't need to do that. So will you say I'm operating on fear or cockiness? I mean, it's not really cockiness. That I just believe that, you know what, no matter what, if you're doing it right every day and you're putting out there, you know, as much as you can, you know, it's gonna come back tenfold. So I just operate on faith over fear. Because fear, that's what holds us back from, you know, doing what we must do. Because fear, that's your next level. Fear is just, it's imagination. Same thing as faith. You're operating on faith on like, fuck, hopefully it happens. But why do we operate on fear? Because you're more comfortable, you're safe, you're playing the safe zone. So I could have done that. A lot of people there at my job and that know me, they're like, fuck man, look at Yo now, man, he fucking, you know, he's doing good and this and that, because they see me on IG, they're like, and one of the guys checked him, he's like, yeah, but he fucking took the risk. You fuckers don't want to take the risk. You guys say you guys gonna open a coffee shop and open this and that, but he said fuck it, and he was gone, and now look at but we're all operating from fear. Fear is just, you know, that shit's not gonna go away. We just gotta understand that the only way to overcome fear is by facing it. And if you're fear of something, then fuck, you gotta fucking soak up knowledge and understand what you're trying to do so you can build that confidence within. So if you want to do a move, like I would like kind of like really like dive deeper on what I'm trying to do, so I could get at least a little bit of confidence, because that's what I built here. I was already confident enough to fucking pull that shit off. So it wasn't like I just said like I got a transformation and say like, ta-da, I'm an online coach. No, I built that throughout my journey, through 2 years of me posting and me working on myself, building that confidence within myself, that when that opportunity that landed on my lap, my coach said like, oh fuck, you're gonna kill it. And I just said like, well, what do I gotta do? And he's like, watch, your life's gonna change. But he already knew how what I was thinking. I just didn't know how to put it all together. See, and a lot of us here, we're motivated, we're pumped up, but we just don't know how to put the system together. So that was my next level. We're like, I was already a believer. I was already confident of what I have done that I never done before, which I, you know, lost over 70 pounds also. My mind was sharp. I had clarity because I was like just vibing high and purpose driven now. You know, I was like full of life and excitement. So whenever, you know, that got, you know, thrown on my plate, I executed it.
And can you talk about maybe like some of the adversity or some of the barriers that you've had getting to this point? You know, was there family, friends, just people that maybe didn't believe in you or didn't see your vision or just thought it was BS, right? I mean, I know that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's important. I think all of us face that, like when we're trying to do something different or make a change or take that risk. Like, I feel like it's our closest people that are the first ones to talk crap, right? Or not believe in us.
Yeah,
How do you overcome that? How did you overcome that?
Yeah, well, me, I always been, you know, more of like a leader. When I was growing up, I was raised amongst leaders, so I was never really a follower. Obviously, I was, you know, being raised to be a bad leader. So I always kind of like carry myself in a different way of thinking. Like, you know, I'm not gonna just listen to anybody. You know, obviously somebody that I'm gonna listen to, I'm gonna look up to. So a lot of times, yeah, they are the first ones that are gonna talk down on what you're doing, which they did for me, but I was already like, it goes one year out the other, you know, I was already like, fuck, now I'm a fucking even, like me, I use it as fuel, you know, and a lot of people will fucking, you know, they'll believe it, they'll end up like not wanting to make that person feel bad, so they stop on their dreams. As soon as we come up with the fucking dream of ours, that they're like, fuck, you're stupid, what do you mean you're gonna do that? Like, you're dumb, that's not gonna happen. They start shooting you down, your families are gonna be the first one, that's the sad thing about it. And they might be doing it just playing around or horsing around, but I mean, obviously it gets stuck in your head. And that, the doubt will start creeping in like, oh fuck, maybe they're right. Maybe, you know, fuck, I am stupid. What the fuck am I thinking, you know? And you will talk yourself out of it quick. You don't have that strong mindset. Me, I was told like, a few of my homeboys that were kind of like close to me that could talk to me in a certain way, they were like, oh fuck, what the fuck's wrong with you, man? Looks like you're fucking back fucking on that pipe, man. I was looking a certain way. We were very skinny, not that healthy, but there's a process, you know, when you gotta get rid of all the bad weight that you gain, you're gonna look like shit at a certain point, and then you gotta build back so you can start feeling, you know, back all that muscle and get the area back to normal, you know, normalize your body. Because at a certain point, yeah, if we're losing 70 pounds, people, even my mom was like, damn, what are you doing? Like, are you eating? Are you sick? I'm like, no. I'm on a nutrition plan, you know, I'm trying to like get rid of all my fat and I don't feel good. I wasn't feeling good no more. I was feeling like shit. They never ask like, fuck, what the fuck was wrong with you? They always ask like, oh, you're looking like crap, instead of like, well, do you feel better now? Which I did, you know, I fucking felt great, you know, fuck, I was probably knocking on pre-diabetic, but you know, from driving and just eating a lot of bad shit, so I was feeling good. And I just never really like, I just didn't really like pay attention and let them get to me. That was me. So, but I gotta tell all my other people that are always telling me like, fuck man, my wife's tripping, or my mom's tripping, my brother's tripping, they're saying like, oh, what am I doing? And why am I even doing that? Why do you even have a coach? And they always try to talk you down out of your dreams and goals, you know? So like I tell them like, you know what? You just gotta prove I'm wrong. Utilize that, you know, as fuel to prove I'm wrong. Stop trying to like, you know, side with them or make them like feel that, you know what? I'm not gonna make them feel bad or insecure. Let me just not do this now, you know? Like, okay, let me fucking eat because I don't want to turn down this food, even though I know that fucking I shouldn't be eating this, but I don't want to make them feel bad. See, so we start, you know, we just start pleasing too many people, and that right there is going to set you back too from becoming who you need to become. Because you got to draw a line at a certain point. You got to be stern with self and start learning how to say no.
And I would think that as you come this far, you had to cut people off, right? Your close friends, family, like you had to cut people off that were bringing negative vibes, negative energy, just not the message that you were wanting to hear. And sometimes you have to do that. You just have to cut those people off.
Yeah, it is sad. Like, that's why when you're trying to like grow to become better and you know, and when a man is right, this world will be right. So if you're doing it right and you know your conscience is, you know, on the right path, you know, you're gonna be revealed who's with you and who's not. You know, they're gonna fall off on their own. You're either gonna inspire people or you're gonna make people feel insecure. That's the only two things that's gonna happen when you're trying to move forward in life. You're either gonna fucking have people right there applauding you and riding with you, or you're gonna start making people feel a type of way because you're doing more. Now they're uncomfortable, now they feel like they're doing less. And you don't even have to fucking throw it to their face. Just by the way you operate, just by your energy, just by the way you carry yourself. They're like feeling already like, oh, this guy thinks he's all that, thinks he's bad. It's like all these negative fucking, you know, way of thinking that we always just have towards others. But I just learned that, you know what, I don't even pay attention to that, because to me, that only means that he's hurting, he wants it. That's just learned behavior from what he's been taught. You know, so I put these things in my mind already, these fail safes that I call it, where like, when somebody tries to trigger me, like I'm not gonna give them that satisfaction. I'm not gonna let them take that power from me. Like when people try to get me pissed off or push my buttons, even on Instagram, because then people tell me, well, how do you deal with haters? Fuck, I don't pay attention to them. Like, fucking, nobody that's fucking successful is gonna go on IG and fucking hate on somebody else that's fucking putting in the work, because you know what it takes to get there. It's always gonna be that person that wants to be in your shoes. It's always gonna be that person that you just wanna, makes himself feel good by trying to bring you down. So you have to have all that way, it's the way that you see, life. You gotta change the way you see life because people will get triggered and that shit's gonna take that power from you and you actually gonna believe it. That's the dumbest thing that we do is that we get triggered by someone, we actually get our power taken away because you're fucking pissed the whole day because they got to your ass. And then to top it off, you still end up believing it. See what I'm saying? Like, you still you let it get to you and you start creating those thoughts in your head about, fuck, maybe they're right, Maybe like, fuck, what I'm doing is fucking stupid, it's wrong. So see, we create that, but it's just understanding that you gotta change the way you think. And all that's gonna come by you building confidence within by putting in the work daily. Because when you put in the work daily, nobody here could tell me any different. Nobody could put me down here because I know that I've been fucking killing it all day since I woke up in the morning, hit my breakfast, hit my workouts, did my posts, provided service for my people out there that are following me on IG. Nobody's gonna come and tell me that I'm not doing it. I know I'm doing it, so my confidence is off the roof. So nobody's gonna come and take my energy. But I built that energy every morning.
Yeah, and I just wanted to make a comment. I've been following you now for about 3 months. I know Rego's introduced me to you and your program, but just an observation that I've made just in 3 months. Not only are you trying to help transform people's physical outside appearance, right? I really feel like you are transforming people internally, right? It's an internalized transformation as well. And you are creating leaders. Because everybody here today, I feel, is a leader in a sense, right? Because there was a sense of curiosity, a sense of, I want to hear what you have to say. I want to learn a little bit more than I know. And some of you guys have already been on a long journey with you, right? But it doesn't stop. Like, education and learning doesn't stop when you reach a certain goal, right? What's next? So I do feel like, everybody here is a leader in a sense. You may not feel like you're leading, but you are because you're here, you're not in bed, you're not home doing something else. Where's everybody else at today, right?
Yeah.
So in a sense, that is a characteristic of leadership, right? You got to show up.
Oh, absolutely. Leaders do more. Yeah. That's why I'm not gonna let my people down, because, I know that if I slack, they're gonna skip, so I gotta be putting in the work daily. I do not stop. My wife, my kids, my family, they all know. We're on vacation, I still gotta wake up at 3 in the morning. I don't care if I'm in Vegas and my Rosarito at the beach, I'm waking up because people need me. It's not about me no more. It's about, that example that I'm setting and all my, my warriors that are riding with me, that might not be feeling it that day, and I'm gonna fucking wake their ass up with one powerful quote that I put there every morning. I sit there, read, I articulate it, and I put out the message, and I get so much feedback. So that drives me to be like, fuck, they do need it. I cannot fucking just sleep in today. I gotta wake up. Leaders do more, and that's good that you touch about that, that internal healing because. Fitness, yeah, that's a tool that we use, but you could be fit and still fucking feel down on yourself, feel like shit, because you haven't built that internal attribute that you have to start forgiving yourself. A lot of people, they're still playing, that victim, even though they're on this journey, but there's still something there that's missing, There's a lot of people that if you don't attack the root of the problem, which is, the mindset, if you, recognizing where those triggers are coming from, it's gonna surface back up. Even, where you see people that look amazing, they're like, fuck, what's the fuck wrong with this guy? He looks like, he's not all there, he's always down. Like, there's something still in there stuck. And that's what's been successful for me because fitness, but, that's, like I said, is something that I use because you gotta take care of the body, but you gotta start attacking the internal, issues that you have. A lot of people have, they're broken, they're with a lot of disbelief, and always attack the root cause because if you're broken, if you have so much disbelief in you, the last thing you want to fucking hear about is a fucking workout routine or a fucking stupid diet. You're gonna be like, fuck, I'm fucked up, I don't need none of that shit. Like, I'm fucked up in the head. So that's what I've been focusing on more, me digging to the root of the problem of why. What the fuck's bothering you? What are you holding on to, And there's a lot of like, shame, guilt, resentment, a lot of negative emotions that I speak about that I break down of why. Why? Like people, like the last one is guilt. A lot of people are guilt. They have guilt in them. They feel that they don't deserve a better life. They feel that they don't, they've done so bad that, there is no second chance, or that they shouldn't get a second chance because of all they've done. So you gotta start forgiving yourself. You gotta stop raking yourself over the coals, because if you keep thinking that way, you're gonna be bringing back that scenario. That negativity is all, you're bringing it back, and people don't know it because you're thinking about it so much. You're raking yourself over the coals. You're victimizing. You're blaming yourself because of the past shit that you've done. You gotta understand that from now on, you're able to change and move forward and be a better person, a better man. Whatever happened in the past, like, I don't fucking know. I don't know it. I just know that these guys are, I don't know most of, my team members past, what really happened. All I know is that these guys are, some solid men that uphold their word and handle business as they should. I'm seeing as what they are right now. I don't care what anybody else did here or anybody has done in their life. You're able to change from now forward.
Well, I just personally want to thank you. I know I'm not, you have a great platform, what you're doing. I know I'm not part of your fitness program, but I do look forward to your messages every day. I like to have mentors or people that I look up to, people who motivate me every day. So you are one of those individuals who, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, what did Joe have to say this morning? Or, what is he talking about today? Or what is he hitting on today? Because, we don't always have those people that we can turn to or talk to, or like, shit, he is kind of going through what I'm feeling right now, and you're talking about it and you're not afraid to talk about it. So thank you, because you do give me motivation and you inspire me in other ways too. Again, I'm not in your fitness program, but it doesn't have to be the fitness piece.
No, it doesn't. It's just gotta be
Provide
life.
inspiration
It's just
for other
gotta be you pushing through, whatever you're going through, whatever struggle, not seeing, what do we really call problems, like a lot of times it's because it's us, we see it like greater than what it really is, because I sit with a lot of people, and that checks me also when I know that, this person is going through like real problems that are out of your control. A lot of our problems is under our control. We just gotta realize that shit, man up, and say like, well, fuck, that is totally under my control. It's a choice. There's a lot of times that there's fucking problems where like, serious problems that I will call that I gotta talk to people where like, they killed my kid, he's in, my team members, and I gotta hear shit like this, we're like, oh, probably that's something that, I gotta come up with something that's gonna, kind of like, help them for that day. You see what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of times when I hear about problems, simple problems that we all have, which is life, we're all gonna have problems, deal with problems. A lot of it's under our control. But since it's us, or it happened to us, oh no, but it's me, or it happened to me, or they fucking burned me, or they did this to me, like, we make it greater than what it is. So these reminders that I put in the morning is like, don't get all caught up on your feelings, man. Let it go and keep on pushing forward. So it helps people, and I thank you for that, because it's messages like that I get, which is just, it's my reminder of like, you gotta keep doing what you're doing, You gotta keep doing what you're doing, and am I where I wanna be? No, absolutely not, but I don't force it, I don't rush it, I just know that, every moment, I'm gonna do my best and give it all I got, and go to, at the end of the day, I'm gonna go, lay my head on the pillow knowing that, I did what I had to do.
How do you, like, every day, how do you come up with your content? Like, what, I mean, again, you have a big stage, you have people looking at you every single day. You have to have content every single day. What inspires you, or how do you know what you're gonna talk about every day, or what message you're gonna give?
I'm just, I have that clarity now that I was missing, before. I have so much clarity. I know a lot of people, what they're going through. I see people, I kind of read people. It could be somebody's message from the day before that, hey, let me talk about this. There's more than just this person going through it. So that's where I get all my content. It's all there for me, on people, what they're questioning, their feedback. Like just yesterday, about I got one of my team members. He's not here. He's in Australia. Very well put together individual. Was going through a lot of issues. And I had to push him through and make him believe in himself again, We got his results, but he was still like raking himself over the coal, over past events, over trauma, and I worked on him and just, just kept, give it to him like the way that, people should fucking hear it, the honest truth, and make him fucking look himself in the mirror and fucking be, accountable for what he's doing. And yesterday I got a call, he's like, hey coach, I'm here in Australia, fuck, I'm gonna come out in a magazine of this magazine that he got, that he's gonna be able introduced as like a trainer, martial arts, what was it? What is it?
Self-defense.
Self-defense, yeah. Well, but that made me happy. That made me like, fuck, see what I'm talking about? It's like, there's no such thing as luck. It's preparation meaning opportunity. You've been preparing for this, so now that it landed in your lap, but you're gonna manifest it. You're not gonna be like, fuck, okay, like, oh, I'm not ready for that. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, now, you weasel out of it. So it's messages like that. That's why my morning message was like, stop living in, stop worrying about shit. Like we create these scenarios in our head about, problems that haven't even happened yet. Like, and we're not even in peace with ourselves. We're like worrying so much about like the what ifs of like, what if this happened? What if this doesn't go wrong? What if, any event, like any event that I had thrown, what if, people don't go? What if they do go? If you hit one person, that's it. It's just, we gotta stop creating these scenarios that haven't even happened yet. Worrying so much about the what ifs, it takes your peace away. So I just go with it. I just know that, like as I was driving, I was kind of like just in thought, how am I gonna deal with this? What am I gonna say this? And my wife kind of like checked and she was like, man, what are you thinking about? Like, it's not like it's your first rodeo. Yeah, like she see me all like spaced out. And they're like, that's right, huh? But I'm like, I don't know, I just don't know, like, getting caught on my own feelings, my own way, like, oh, I want to do it like this, I want to do it like that. But then, it's like, nah, I just gotta
Come out natural.
Yeah, it's better. People could relate with it more than me trying to rehearsal something,
Exactly.
I don't.
You know when it's rehearsed and it's not genuine. So.
Yeah, so like right now, like I said, I just went through, my quick little background story. A lot of you guys can catch, like more detail on a lot of my interviews that I had with other individuals. If you guys are a lot of my team members already know, but a lot of people that don't, you guys could find it on my page, right
I
below.
think there might have been a couple questions. I kept interrupting, I'm so sorry.
I had a question
Oh.
for you. So I know that you talk a lot about your, like obviously your fitness, part of your working on your body and working on your mindset. Just curious to see, like, aside from working out and working physically, what is it that you do to work your mindset?
I mean, reading a lot of, books, like I tell people, like, when I have time off, which they'll call, well, what do you do on your time off when you're not dealing with clients or, working out? I live, breathe, sleep, personal development. I dig into books. I go do the research, I go, do the footwork so I could have the answers for my people. So I read a lot and I soak up a lot of information. I do not really like, the only time that I look at movies with my family, if that when they want me to, look at TV, but if it's not me working with someone personally or on the phone or me working on myself, it's gonna be like saturating myself with knowledge, keeping my mind sharp, knowing more and more, and a lot of like, I would say like a lot of, human behavior that I'm trying to get more into now, like personal development and what people really what they're going through in life and how to like, be able to like help them out, break those, those limited beliefs that they have or their doubt and fears that they have. So you have to be able to like, kind of like, be able to like have the answers ready because like when I hit those negative emotions of people that are dealing with anger, people are angry, they're pissed off because somebody did something to you, like, kind of change the way to see your perspective on life, instead of like always like seeing it as like everything's happening to me, like there's always a reason why, like that person did something to you because there's a reason why they're probably hurting. So it's just the way you got to reframe the way you think, the way you talk about yourself. So it's just me learning how to communicate and articulate the message better so they could understand it, because there's a lot of people that come up with these messages that you still can't understand what they mean, you know?
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that fitness is the ultimate like mindset development course. There really is, because when you're doing fitness, you have to show up daily. You have to track your macros. You have to be consistent. Like he was saying, there's times where you're motivated, and it's like, how do you stay disciplined? And it's like through fitness, you find your why, you find your purpose. He wants to inspire others. He wants to create leaders, and it could be anybody's why could be different. So it's just like tapping into your why and understanding why you do things is helping you develop your mindset. So that's why it's mindset, fitness, nutrition, because going through the fitness, you're developing your mindset through the fitness program. So it's like you can read all these books, but until you're boots on ground, going through the fitness, going through the work, pushing through that rep, going to the gym when you don't want to go, it's like you waking up early when you don't want to wake up early is you defeating that left side of your brain over your right side. So just like choosing fitness.
Inflicting adversity, you know, because it's stuff that you don't want to do. So it's not necessarily that you got to go through a struggle to get you to do that, but that right there is kind of like the tools that we use to sharpen up the mind, because that's stuff that we don't want to do. So it's just people will see it as like, well, fitness, well, if you're going to look at it like that, well, of course, you know, but it's not. People, like, right away, they're like, when you're feeling negative, go hit a workout, or you know, what everybody has heard before, hey, go for a jog, go for a run, you know, go chill out. What that really means is that, you know what, you gotta, it's not that the workout, it's that the mindset that you're creating through the workout, through the process of you know, like pushing yourself, it's developing the mindset through the workout, and the way that you're gonna see life now after you accomplish something like that. It's not that nothing magical about that the fitness is gonna do it for you. It's the mindset created through the fitness. Yeah.
What is when you're building a team, trying to find other people to support you, whether it be on personal, professional, what like qualities do you look for in a particular person?
Well, I mean, you just gotta be you. You know, your authentic self, and you know, your vibe will attract your tribe. You know, like you're gonna start getting the people that are gonna relate with you. So when you're authentic, when you out there putting your message of authenticity, of being yourself, that believe me, there's a lot of people that are gonna connect with you, that are gonna vibe with you, that are gonna be like, oh man, you know what? I'm relatable. You know, I could relate with that. You know, so you just gotta be putting out there the content of like what you wanna teach or what you wanna provide. And believe it or not, you know, there's people that, you know, there's people for everybody, you know, like I tell everybody, like, there's always a person for everybody here, you know, somebody that's gonna just vibe with you, like they might say like, fuck, vibe with that guy, you know, and it might be something that, you know, you said that they're gonna connect with more, so it's always just being you. You know?
Always like a team atmosphere, because going through this fitness journey, I myself am also a personal trainer, so I had to undergo a huge transformation where I had to eliminate a lot of my family, a lot of my friends, and completely 180 my life. So now with this new like spectacles of life, trying to determine who are those people and what are the qualities that I'm seeking for that is going to be that longevity, especially with these family that are, you know, adopted from life, because some of those family members, actual blood, weren't very supportive at the end of the day. So that's why I'm curious, at least, what is like maybe a particular quality trait that really drives to you, where you know that you can speak to that person and they're going to be a good positive influence on you.
Yeah, it's gonna be, you know, what you're feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you know, everything that you know, everything, you just gotta give out what you would want in return. So like I saw people that are like, that they tell me like, oh, this is as simple as this, you know, what you would want is what you gotta give. So what is it that you're missing is what you gotta give. You know, that love, whatever it is that you want is what you gotta give. That's how you're gonna be able to connect with people more. You know, and that right there is power, and people, they will miss that. They'll try to find like something else, or like a hack or something, you know, a separate blueprint that's not them, and so hopefully, you know, those people are gonna be your people. Your people are gonna be that what's coming out of you, you know, what you really, you know, would want, and what you're expressing to them. It's just gonna take time, but believe me, like you're gonna build your circle, you're gonna build your team. It's the timeline. People like at the beginning, and I do that with my coaches that I help. you know, that are wanting to do what I do. They're like, nobody's, no, like, I'm not connecting with nobody, I'm not getting no feedback, I'm not getting no, nobody like, clicking on my page or nah, man, that takes time. You gotta build that trust, you gotta build, you know, that, relationship with them, you gotta provide so much value, so much, wisdom for free, just you putting out their content as much as you know, you can, coming out of you, out of your heart, so they could, you know, be like, damn, man, you know, she gave us all this, like, man, you know, and over time, it's like, whatever you put out there, you will get back in return. It's just a timeline. It's gotta be, that's the way the universe works, God, whatever you believe in, that's a law. The law of compensation, you're getting it back what you put out there.
And I think it's the energy you get out, right? Like you get back that same energy, right? So I mean, you're here for a reason. This is the energy that you wanted. This is what you're seeking, right? So you're manifesting. Yeah. Like you said, you manifest it. It's not that it just draws to you, or you're going to draw to that. Like that magnetizing energy. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so for a lot of people, like we're all right here connected, we're all vibing high. A lot of people are we think alike. You know, we're very motivated, inspired. But the next thing is the timeline where it gets everybody. It's like, when am I gonna get mine? How long do I have to be this good role model, this good person? You know, fuck, that's what you gotta be every day. So that shouldn't even be a question. People are like, well, how long do I have to keep doing this for? Like, what? Being a good man, a character, you know, upholding your word. Like, fuck, that's gotta be every day. Like, why would you even question that? No, but what they're in it is for, like, you know, what they're gonna get. When are they gonna get it? Fuck, I've been giving so much and I still haven't seen nothing yet. That's where it gets a lot of people. And you just gotta keep going. You just gotta do it, you know, with no expectation. When you do it with no expectation, that's when it comes. When you force something, it's like nothing really happens, and it kind of kicks you out of like the of being grateful.
Thank you.
Yep. What's up?
Going back to haters. You know, going through a journey, every practice is progress. And on the way, you're going to get a lot of people hating. So you want to cut out everybody, all the haters. Have you ever, or did you keep one around to practice with? Because everything is a practice, and people hating on you. Learning how to deal with them better, or take it yourself in a better way to be able to walk away from that feeling just fine.
Oh yeah, look, one or two things can happen with haters. You know, if a hater does get to you, one or two things. Either whatever they said still fucking, you know, there's still a part missing in you that you haven't, you know, obviously triggered. So you could look at haters almost as like they're teaching you something, you know? So it's good and bad, you know? Because if whatever they said, you know, fuck, it doesn't fucking fit me. It's just like they're trying to get to me, so I already diffuse it or whatever. Sometimes I'll try to give them like kind of like some kind of like feedback where like, come on, big dog, you know you want it. Like, why would you even say that? Why would you even bring that up? Why would you even address that? You know, you're addressing it because it triggered you. So I kind of try to like, kind of give them some kind of like feedback also. Some of them will be like, ah, shit, my bad, dog. Like, I was just bugging around, you know? So I get to like, choose sometimes like who am I going to give my energy and time to, because a lot of times it's a waste of energy. A lot of times people are just trolls doing this shit and then they move on and keep going. But haters are also good because if it did bother you, then that right there you got to sit, think, and okay, there's a problem here because this fucker got to me, you know? Either I am fucking slacking on this area, either I'm not it yet in this area and I spoke out of like, you know, where I spoke too much and I'm not there yet. So they kind of seen it and they fucking shot it at me. So it could be either or, you know, that's how I see it.
Like what that hater that you're talking about, if it resonates with you, he hits something.
Yeah.
If it's just an opinion, it's an opinion. It didn't resonate with you. Mm-hmm. It's easier to brush off, but when it resonates, sometimes it's that point that it makes you think like, well, in your own head, you're like, well, shit, he's right.
Yeah, and
But
you're
you're
all
not saying that,
yeah,
right? You're trying
you're all
now it's
conscious.
fucking with you.
You fucking agree with it.
Yeah.
It pissed you
Right.
off, you know, yeah. Because if not, it wouldn't, your conscience would have just kicked it out. Like, you would have been like, the fuck is fucking that stupid. But if it fucking stings you.
So, going to haters, let the haters be your fuel. That is what's gonna fire you up. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if they're hating on you, you're doing something right. They're hating on you because they're not where you're at. You know what I mean?
Right.
At the end of the day, let them be haters. You're gonna have haters no matter where you're at.
Oh, right, yeah.
But don't let them bring you down.
No,
You keep on shooting forward.
no, I was just asking
Yeah.
if you use at least one, keep one around
Oh, yeah.
to practice with.
Yeah, I always try to like see if I could get through his ass, you know, see if I could fucking break that little fucker. Like sometimes I do that on my Q&As because they get a free shot. When I do my live Q&As, everybody could hop on, and a lot of my team members like Q&As because I get to fucking kind of like groom these fools, like to kind of like check them and give them teach them a lesson because they'll get a free shot at me. I don't know who they are, but they on my live Q&As, anybody could hop on, and I get a lot of people coming in and try to throw their fucking 2 cents until I defuse their ass, you know? But like I said, to me, if something does bother me, you know, then I know I gotta work on that because I shouldn't have felt that fucking way. That motherfucker got me, you know? Yeah, so I use it, you know, I'll utilize that, yeah. I'll use it, I'll flip everything, you know, and use it towards my advantage. I won't cry about it and victimize, you know, I'll just be like, all right, that's a fucking good tip, man, you know, I got it. You know, I'll sharpen that shit up, and, you know, yeah.
When you first started, like how we all first start, we always pushing to make something happen, try to make something happen. At what point, or did it ever feel like instead of pushing, you felt more of a pull now from the audience or from people or from what you're doing, to where you're the guy to do this?
Oh, it's just the messages, you know, how your connection with people, you know, they're you know, wanting answers, you know, coming to you for advice, you know, so I see that as them pulling me like, oh, you know what I said, you know, when somebody, you know, whatever reaction you get from someone, whether it's good or bad, obviously they want your feedback, you know, they want your response, so they want answers, you know, and that's how I see it, you know, it's you know, the connections, the feedback, the messages that I get, that's when I know that, you know what, it's a reminder for me. Like I get those all the, even when I'm feeling like a little bit like, you know, down, which we all do, you know, so I go pick myself back up with whatever I gotta do, but then I'll get a message of like, damn, big guy, I love you, man, thank you for that message, it fucking woke my ass up, man, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy, you know, I go on his page, I don't know, it's just a random guy, you know, I'm like, what message is he talking about, you know, and I'm like, I shoot him like, fuck, which one, man, you know, you know, that YouTube video that you should drop, I'm like, oh, okay, mad respect, man, thank you for your feedback, and keep on shining, G, you know, we fight. So I always just, you know, and it lifts me back up, you know, so I get that energy again, like, yeah, fucker, like, don't ever fucking doubt what you're doing, it's not, you know, valuable because, you know, we always get these thoughts, you know, we don't get rid of them, we just get sharper on fucking getting rid of them quicker, you know, where you don't let that shit sit in your fucking head, which it will cause a lot of doubt, and then that's when the problem happens, when you just let it sit there and consume, you know, your thoughts will just fucking destroy you also if you don't fucking know how to, you know, be able to flip them or shut that window, you know, and say like, oh no, you know, I'm not gonna believe that. All that is a belief, you know, it's whatever you want to believe. You want to believe that, you know what, you're the best coach, you're the best fucking coach that there is in the 805 area, then that's what you are, you know. Nobody could take that from you, that's your belief. You know, like nobody could say that, oh, you know what, I'm gonna kill it at this game, you know, and I'm gonna bring all my people, you know, up with me. Because I'm not gonna quit, I'm not gonna tap, that's a belief that I have. And I'm manifesting it. Because I got a lot of my team members here that are fucking co-signing on that. So that right there is just, that's all I need. But a lot of times we forget that. It's like when people get their result, they're like, they come in here and they're like, fuck, well, this is not happening. I'm like, fuck, man, first you came here with your high blood pressure, diabetics, we lost 50 pounds, we got rid of all your fucking health issues, and now you're still not happy. Like, fuck, could you measure backwards and fucking be thankful for everything that you fucking accomplished? Oh yeah, but it's because I still have those 30 pounds that I have here and I want to fit in these jeans. So it's a reminder, like, fuck, check yourself. You know, we always got to measure backward and see how far we came. A lot of people or influencers will tell you, oh, you're not fucking going back that way. Don't look back. Shit, you gotta look back to see all the good shit that you've done and where you're at now. I see it as like always a reminder. Remind yourself of where you used to be, because then that's gonna bring you back to being grateful. You know, instead of like being like forgetting about it and just wanting more now. You know, we're creatures of habit. Always want more. You know, but it's just reminders and checking yourself. Good stuff, Daniel.
Yep. So we talked about going with our mind, body, and soul. How do we know that we're going within the soul?
Oh, the what do you mean the soul as like your
Like mind, body, spirit. So when we know we're growing in the realms of mind, body. How do we know when we're tapping in spiritually or within the soul?
your conscience, big dog? They say that the conscience is the authentic voice of God. I don't know what you believe in, but your conscience is your guideline. And a lot of people don't hear their conscience; they ignore it because they don't have clarity yet. You know, you're not even tapped in because you haven't even worked on yourself enough. But once you do, you start becoming more clear in what you're thinking of now, and knowing that that voice inside, not that little voice inside you telling you the other shit. Because there's two voices that people are like, well, which one do I follow? No, you know which one to follow. You know fucking right from wrong. People play stupid all the time. They're like, oh, well, this one's telling me I could fucking go enjoy myself. I don't have to go to the gym. Okay, well, that's the one that you don't listen to. You gotta listen to this one. The conscience is the authentic voice of God, is what they said. But people, they're not there yet. So they'll fucking ignore it, or they'll be like, fuck, you know. Every morning when you wake up, you know you gotta do something. You know that you're not where you wanna be. That's the fucking voice you gotta listen to. But throughout the day, you fucking go this way instead of going that way. You know, so that's how you're gonna tap in. You know, just doing every fucking shit that you know that is telling you, it's guiding you every day. Hey, you gotta do this, Mondo. No, you can't eat this because you're not gonna like how you feel. You already fucking know that. Okay, you can't fucking do this because you know that's what's gonna get you. You know, your conscience is telling you, but you're still fucking okay. Well, fuck, I'm not where I want to be, but fucking man, I want this pizza now. I'm gonna eat it. Okay, fuck, you just fucking. You just did the opposite, yeah. You just fucking through the clarity that you would have had, all those little steps that you build yourself to build that discipline and that clarity of like knowing like fuck, that's what I gotta do. I just gotta follow my conscience. It's my guideline every day. It's not easy though. I'll tell you that because it's our habits that we had for so long. The way that we operate on the daily. It takes practice. It takes, it's strength through restraint. You got to restrain yourself from all the little fucking, pleasures that you have in front of you. It's like every weekend, everybody falls off. Why? Because fucking when the party's there or the cake or whatever's there that you shouldn't do, it's like when you forget about the fucking goal. That's when you got to remember about the goal. People do the opposite. We do the opposite. We're like, fuck yeah, party time. And you're fucker, you were in the fucking fitness plan. What happened? Then Monday you're regretting it.
That's a great question. You talk about transformations, physical transformation, internal transformation. At this time, I think we just wanted to showcase one of your transformations that's in progress right now. Rio's transformation that's in process. I know he spoke earlier today.
Rigo, man, this guy here came in here and made it non-negotiable. He handled business. He's a proven example of what it is when you follow a blueprint to the T. And this is just the beginning. And like I was talking to him earlier, yeah, the results are waiting for you, Rigo. That shit, you're gonna have a 6-pack, 8-pack, look proper, be able to peel your shirt off. That's great. But watch, it's the fucking journey. It's the fucking who you're gonna become throughout this process, because it's not easy. There's fucking doubt. There's fucking always like, oh my God, I gotta do this again. Like, fuck, you got to, man. That's who you're gonna become throughout this journey. That is what I want you to understand. The clarity, the mindset that you're gonna gain, the confidence that you're gonna gain, that when you're fucking up there, when you don't even focus on the results no more, when you're grinding daily on what you gotta do, next thing you know, you're gonna be like, fuck, how did I get here? This journey that you're going through right now is who's making you, the person that you're gonna become. That's what I want you to experience, and you're gonna be there, and you're gonna fucking remember this talk that we're having here, because watch, everything's gonna flip, man. It's that mindset that you're gonna create. And like I said, you know, I'm proud of where you're at, because that's what it takes. You just gotta come in here, execute it. Don't question the blueprint. Don't question the codes. And most of all, don't ever question yourself. That goes for anybody here. When you're handed a blueprint of someone that's done something, the worst thing you can do is start questioning yourself, you know? You just gotta run it in, man. That's what it takes, big dog.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
But I'm here in support of, because I always believed in the vision that Lana had from the beginning. And so it's so beautiful to see brothers and sisters with children as well here today. And I just want to just let you guys know that even if I'm not here in spirit, I always am. All right, that's what it is. I salute you, homeboy. Love what you're all about. Love how you're transforming not just the body, but the mind as well, the consciousness of your brothers and sisters, man. To that, I give you top salute and respect.
Appreciate it.
Shortly, we do plan on trying to open up either a website somewhere where all of our members we have each other's information. There's a way to get connections with each other, because, for example, today there's some connections, right, with the fitness. We've had others where there was this girl who wanted to become a nurse, and there was somebody in the room who's been a nurse who was able to help her through the process. I think that's the beautiful stuff that you don't plan ahead, but just end up happening. So if we're able to create that in whatever field that you're trying to get into, are in, you either can help someone or someone can help you. And hopefully with all of us becoming a part officially of this group, our Rolodex gets bigger. For those of you guys know what a Rolodex is. And your impact and your community grows outside from whatever other communities that you might have out there. So if you like what today was about, if you have any questions, if you have feedback on how maybe we can improve this, we are also open to that. So please share it with us and let us know.
Yeah, we all come from different backgrounds, different industries. You know, I'm in healthcare. I have a side business. Ruben has his own business now. He has a great story as well. Brandon, who had to leave, he's in real estate, but he's also a musician. And then of course we have Mello. So we're all in different, industries. It doesn't matter. We all still come together because we have a like-minded vision. So it doesn't matter that you're in fitness or not, or whatever it is that you do. Just everybody's welcome. So again, you can talk to any of us if you have interest, or want to follow us or be a part of these other events going forward. So again, thank you guys so much for coming out. Appreciate your time, your wife, your family for joining us. Thank you.
I know, right?
What do you guys think about the event?
Man, it was good. Meeting coach for the first time. I've been working with him for already over a year, and I finally got to meet him in person. So it was good to hear him. I got to learn who he was, and he got to learn who I was. So it was good to actually meet him in person. That was the biggest thing.
Successful day. I want to thank everybody that got to come out. This is the first time me meeting Coach. This all started with me just tagging along with Melissa at her networking group meeting. I overheard them talking about that they wanted somebody to guest speak. Somebody that came up from the bottom, he was a blue collar, truck driver. So he popped in my head, I was just like, who better to ask, you know what I mean? But I hadn't joined the program yet. So, you know what, let me ask him. I texted him, and right there, like 5 minutes later, he texted me back. He said, fuck yeah, I'll do it. So then here we are.
check it out, man. It was an honor to meet one of my team members, Rigo. The way that we met, it was through online, man. He's followed me for a while. He's like, this lady, she has this organization where, a community that are, talking about positivity, how to grow together, how to be better individuals, how to start your own business. And he's like, hey, man, you know what? Let me talk to Guerrero Fitness, see if he will go speak on one of your events. And as I did that and we, connected well, he hopped on Team Guerrero Fitness. He's been about maybe 3 months in. Amazing transformation. He's an individual that came in, handled business, didn't question himself, didn't question the blueprint. And that's what it takes, man. And today it was an honor to meet him personally and have this amazing event that we did where we just, like I said, man, took it to another level. It was meant to be.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. I appreciate you.
Wait for his transformation. We're not done yet. And it's going to be mind-blowing. He's going to acquire the results that he wants aesthetically. It's the mindset that he's creating, that warrior mindset, that unbreakable mindset that I talk about. We're going to see him as he pushes himself more and more to become successful.
Yep, let's run it.
We're here with Joe from Guerrero Fitness. Brother, thank you so much for coming out to our Lana events. It was great to have you. It was great to have you connect with the people and giving us a little bit about what you got going on and helping us change our mindset.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me here. Like I said, man, once again, man, you got to surround yourself with like-minded individuals if you want better in life.
We'll see you at the next Lana event. Appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate it.
Okay, the girls and then, okay.
Like prom.